Mr. Trump accused Democrats of using mob tactics.
He says the Democrats are an angry mob.
Branding Democrats as an angry mob.
It sure seems like the walls between the statists on the left and the statists on the right are stronger than ever. But make no mistake, a belief in either side is a win for the authoritarian puppet masters who've spent fortunes on social engineering and mind control programs to steer and funnel the crowd into one mindset or the other. And why did they do this? Because mental slaves make them a bunch of money as they continue to create policies that steal your income and erode your freedoms. Democrat versus Republican, liberals versus conservatives. You've got the so-called lunatic left arguing with and insulting the so-called right-wing nut jobs, and vice versa. Each political party even has its own mouthpiece corporate news station. Distraction, deception, and division are alive and well as the social engineers collect their paychecks for a job well done. And they've done their job of mass mind control very, very well. Don't you agree? The Hegelian dialectic of problem, reaction, solution has never worked better. Part of the reason we're so deceived in America is the 15,000-hour indoctrination program called public schools, which taught us that it's perfectly fine and moral for the political class to write their commands on paper and require us to follow them. Matter of fact, they say you're immoral if you don't follow them. And we better obey or we'll be punished. And rightly so in their estimation, because hey, it's perfectly normal for average people to follow and bow down to the dictates of narcissistic psychopaths with a monopoly on force and violence just because they said so, right? And it doesn't matter if you voted for the politicians who were selected or not. The other side always thinks you need to submit to the edicts of their rulers that they think they elected, whether you want to or not, because hey, it's the law. You know what the law is, right? It's nothing more than the written opinions and commands of the political class backed by the threat of force. You wouldn't want to disobey the opinions of politicians, would you? Because if you do disobey, if you don't go along with their governmental programs, they have some nice, shiny wrist bracelets for you and a perfectly sound rape cage to throw your ass into to teach the rest of the lemmings that standing up for individual rights just won't be tolerated. So, in the spirit of observing the actions of those who buy into the authoritarian lie that other people have the right to rule you and take your stuff, and that insane notion that other people have a higher claim over your life and property than you do, here's what's been going on around our deceived, distracted, and divided country. In the name of the "my political parasites are better than your political parasites" dog and pony show. Let's begin with the zombie horde who meandered up the steps where the US Senate hearing on Kavanaugh was being conducted. Now, if zombies scare you, you better turn back now. Oh, it's too late. There they are. Yes, folks, this is actual footage from last week. In other news, apparently Trump triggered the authoritarian guardians on the other side of the statist spectrum with one three-letter word: mob.
And I want to thank our incredible Republican senators for refusing to back down in the face of the Democrats' shameless campaign of political and personal destruction. Radical Democrats launched a disgraceful campaign to resist, obstruct, delay, demolish, and destroy. In their quest for power, the radical Democrats have turned into an angry mob. An angry mob, you saw that today with the screaming and the shouting. You don't hand matches to an arsonist, and you don't give power to an angry left-wing mob. Angry left-wing mob, and that's what they've become. The Democrats have become too extreme and too dangerous to govern. Republicans believe in the rule of law, not the rule of the mob.
And here's the predictable chain reaction that took place internally and then spilled out in corporate stage rooms. Newsrooms about that three-letter word.
Mr. Trump accused Democrats of using mob tactics.
He says the Democrats are an angry mob.
Branding Democrats as an angry mob.
Democrats and the woman mob.
David, a mob.
Mob.
A mob.
Just this angry mob.
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 Mob. Mob.
And then to call them mobs.
The mob on the left, the Democratic mob.
The mob. The mob's part of an angry mob. An angry mob, he says. What about the people who were at the Supreme Court banging on the walls? What do you call that?
The subjugated majority in this country.
What the hell did you just say?
The subjugated majority in this country.
And they're being made out to be violent and disruptive.
I mean, it really wasn't a mob.
Accusing the left of being this angry, wild mob is just ridiculous.
You can almost set your watch by the frequency of insanity and fake outrage that takes place on these manipulating media corporation broadcasts, can't you? And finally, Kanye West drops some explicatives, alternate reality concepts, and takes it upon himself to change MAGA, or Make America Great Again, to his own three-letter word, MAG. Simply, Make America Great.
Really, the reason why they imprisoned him is because he started doing positive for the community. He started showing that he actually had power, that he wasn't just one of a monolithic voice, but he could wrap people around. So there's theories that there's infinite amounts of universe and there's alternate universe. So it's very important for me to get Hoover out, because in an alternate universe, I am him. And I have to go and get him free, because he was doing positive inside of Chicago, just like how I'm moving back to Chicago. You know, people expect that if you're black, you have to be Democrat. I've had conversations that basically said that welfare is the reason why a lot of black people end up being Democrat. They say every year, I just talked to the superintendent, met with Michael Sachs, that's Rom's right-hand man. So I think it's the bravery that helps you beat this game called life. You know, they tried to scare me to not wear this hat, my own friends, but this hat, it gives me power in a way. You know, my dad and my mom separated, so I didn't have a lot of male energy in my home. And also, I'm married to a family that, you know, not a lot of male energy going on. It's beautiful, though. But there's times where, you know, it's something about, you know, I love Hillary. I love everyone, right? But the campaign, I'm with her, just didn't make me feel as a guy that didn't get to see my dad all the time, like a guy that could play catch with his son. It was something about when I put this hat on, it made me feel like Superman. You made a Superman. That's my favorite superhero. And you made a Superman cape for me, also as a guy that looks up to you, looks up to Ralph Lauren, looks up to American industry guys, non-political, no bullshit, put the beep on it, however you want to do it, 5 seconds delay, and just goes in and gets it done. Right now, you gave me the heart to go to Adidas, because at Adidas, when I went in 2015, we were a $14 billion company losing $2 billion a year. Now we have a $38 billion market cap. It's called the Yeezy effect. So I had the balls, because I had enough balls to put on this hat. I mean, this Adidas thing made me a billionaire, and I could have lost $200 million walking away from that deal. But even with that, I knew it was more important for me to take the chance of walking away from that deal than to have no fathers in Chicago with no homes. There's a lot of things affecting our mental health that makes us do crazy things, that puts us back into that trap door called the 13th Amendment. I did say abolish with the hat on, because why would you keep something around that's a trap door? If you build in a floor, the Constitution is the base of our industry, right? Of our country, of our company. Would you build a trap door that if you mess up and you accidentally something happens, you fall and you end up next to the Unabomber? You got to remove all that trapdoor out of the relationship. The four gentlemen that wrote the 13th Amendment, and I think the way the universe works, it's perfect. We don't have 13 floors, do we? You know, so the four gentlemen that wrote the 13th Amendment didn't look like the people they were amending. Also, at that point, it was illegal for blacks to read, or African Americans to read. And And so that meant if you actually read the amendment, you get locked up and turned to a slave. So we can empower pharmaceuticals, we can empower our industries, we can empower our factories, we can bring not only Adidas on shore, we can bring Foxconn to set up a factory in, I think, Minnesota, 53,000.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
Yeah, in Wisconsin. They have 4,000 jobs, people making $53,000 a year. And one of the things we gotta set is Ford to have the highest design, the dopest cars, the most amazing. I don't really say dope, I don't say negative words and try to flip them. We just say positive, lovely, divine, universal words. So the flyest, freshest, most amazing car. And what we want to start with is, I brought a gift with me right here. This right here is the iPlane 1. It's a hydrogen-powered airplane, and this is what our president should be flying in. Look at this shirt.
Let's get rid of Air Force One. Can we get rid of Air Force One? No, you don't like that.
Well, we're going to have Apple, an American company, work on this plane with. But you know what I don't like about? It's not that I don't like. What I need Saturday Night Live to improve on, or what I need the liberals to improve on, is if he don't look good, we don't look good. This is our president. He has to be the freshest, the flyest planes, the best factories, and we have to make our core be empowered. We have to bring jobs into America because our best export is entertainment and ideas. But when we make everything in China and not in America, then we're cheating on our country. And we're putting people in positions to have to do illegal things to end up in a cheapest factory ever, the prison system.
I'll tell you what, that was pretty impressive, folks. You know, I hate to say this, Jim. Do you want to say something? What do you do after that?
Remember, guys, it doesn't matter who's in the White House. We have a petrodollar Ponzi scheme that's set to blow up in our faces and in the faces of the people of the world as the money masters, who are really in control, think Jekyll Island and the creation of the Federal Reserve, continue to enslave us with their policies, their dishonest money system, and their hijacking of the entire planet, as we play into their hands by demanding the fabled hope and change offered by the money masters' political puppets. Puppets, mind you, who occupy both sides of the aisle. And here's the kicker. All this authority people think these psychopaths have is all in our minds. So you have two choices. Keep drinking the Kool-Aid or jump on the truth train as it leaves the station of insanity. Guys, censorship is afoot. Follow me on minds.com/highimpactflicks, the leading free speech social network where I'll be uploading additional content over there that you won't see anywhere else. We need to support networks that fight for internet freedom. So definitely sign up over there and check it out. Guys, I don't know how much longer my channel will be around here on YouTube. Please take a minute and sign up to my email list. It's free, painless, and you'll get some cool stuff. Also, take another minute to subscribe to my decentralized, censorship-free BitChute and Steemit channels. All these links are in the description. I want you to know this. If my channel goes down, I'll still produce content for you guys through my website and through BitChute and Steemit. So make sure you stay connected through the email subscription link in the description below. Just watch the 45-second video on my website and you'll be all set. If you want to support my work on this channel, grab a shirt, snag a flashlight, or hit me up on Patreon and PayPal. I'll see you guys in the next video. Before you go, check out one of the most in-your-face, hard-hitting, conversation-starting shirt stores on the planet. Just by wearing one of these t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, or cutoffs, and without saying a word, you can let people know that black rifles matter. You can inform the sleeping masses that fluoride is dumbing them down, that Google is a gulag-style censorship machine, that the Department of Homeland Security is merely security theater, that the NSA makes your private life their business, that the Grim Reaper supports everyone's troops, that we need to legalize freedom, that in life there are no excuses, that CNN is a communist news network, voting is the suggestion box of slaves, that 9/11 was a lie, and that all official stories should be questioned. Also, let people know we're in the middle of a full-blown sheepvolution, taxation is theft, The IRS is an immoral robbery service, cops enjoy protecting and serving the crap out of you, that the space you occupy is not a gun-free zone, and that gun-free zones are the most dangerous places on earth. Your purchase helps support more hard-hitting content on my censored channel. As of the recording of this video, I have over 90 designs. I take your requests for new designs, and I'm adding new ones every week, so check back often. The link to the store is in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.